Hey, good morning YouTubers. Today we're going to install a custom downpipe on my 2006 Audi A3. I've already got the Audi up on the quick jacks to give myself more room to get underneath the car. Here's a look at the factory downpipe that I've already removed, and a look at the catback system that the downpipe will tie to. I'm running a Borla catback currently. Now here's where the downpipe will tie into, and it'll follow this channel all the way under the car and up to the back of the turbo. So we have 4 studs sticking out of the back of the turbo that downpipe will mount to. So first things first, let's get some air running to my air tools. And we're going to start with the first section of the downpipe. This will slide right onto the studs right off the turbo. And we're going to install 3 of the 4 nuts on the turbo. We'll get the top rear nut after we put the car down, and we'll get that from the top side. Next we will reattach this bracket held on by 2 13mm bolts. And this bracket will ultimately hold that first section of the downpipe in place. Next we'll reinstall the little plastic shield that goes over the top of the axle, which is held on by these 2 bolts. Now I've already installed the clamps along with some joint compound to seal up any exhaust leaks. I've already installed the O2 sensor, and I have a spacer in there, which I don't believe does really any good because my check engine light still came on. Here's a cross bracket that we'll reinstall, and this bracket is held on by 4 13mm nuts. And to keep the exhaust all up in line, I just used the jack stand. So as we move down the car, we're going to have one more cross bracket towards the rear of the car, also held on by 4 13mm nuts. So that pretty much concludes what's going on under the car. We're going to put the car back down, and we're going to move on to the top. So here's a look at the top of the downpipe. We're going to put the 4th nut on. It goes just behind the exhaust manifold. And then of course we'll reinstall the O2 sensor back where it came from. Now I highly recommend an O2 socket. If you don't have one, definitely go buy one. It makes removing these O2 sensors much easier. It also accepts a 3/8 inch drive ratchet and torque wrench, which is great for torquing it to its proper specifications. So once we get that O2 sensor back in place, we're going to reattach this aluminum, I believe this is a heat shield. We'll put this back in place. It's actually held on by 4 bolts and 4 nuts. So we're going to start with the first bolt. It goes on the left side, and the second bolt will go on the right side. And these are, on my car, have hex head bolts. And then there are 2 12-point bolts, one on each side. So for the right side bolt, I had to get a little creative and use this flexible extension to get it in there past those hoses because the hoses were in the way. I also found that you can just tug on this hose a little bit and you can fit a small ratchet straight into there with no problems. So here's just a word of caution. Make sure you take your time and do not strip any of those fittings during this process. So next we're going to reinstall the 4 10mm nuts on the back of the studs. So that's pretty much it for the downpipe install. Hopefully the video was helpful and inspirational. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Thanks again for watching Things I Do.